for the federal banks. And all the money that's collected in income tax goes to England because we're still a crown colony.
Still part of the empire on which the sun never sets, except they're using our troops now instead of the English.
Exactly.
And the other thing, now my novels that I wrote 40 years ago are about the United States where there's no victimless crime. We've got millions of people in jail, millions of people in prison, millions of people that aren't able to own a firearm right now because the federal government said they caught them with something in their pocket they shouldn't have had. I think that's wrong. I think that's that is the war on drugs was the original war on the American people. We're putting the wrong people in jail. It's a police state if somebody can come up and arrest you for something you got in your pocket when you haven't done nothing wrong. And I wrote books about the United States when all victimless crimes had been abolished. That was fiction 40 years ago. If we eliminated all laws against victimless crimes, eliminated this whole prison system, we've got prisoners competing with American industries in our prisons. And they're selling them on the stock market. We're exporting people, and the threats to arrest and export veterans is happening now. The war on veterans, we just had one shot here, an Iraq veteran shot 60 times because he was walking down his hallway with his rifle when they kicked open the front door.
Yep. And they're not going to, and none of the cops that did that are going to get prosecuted for murder. None of them. And
nobody in 20 years now, nobody has ever been prosecuted for the murder of 17 little children at Waco. Janet Reno, not Bill Clinton, not Hillary Clinton. Nobody. Lynn Horiyuchi is still walking around drawing a contract from the rifle manufacturers, for him shooting Vicky Weaver. None of that's been taken care of. And they keep talking about the economy. How about why don't we just reveal who were the fraud that's been put on us by the Federal Reserve? Arrest them, take our money back. The $2 trillion that George Bush handed to the bankers as he walked out the door would have paid off every mortgage in America. Now,
yep.
Can this be done? They train people like you to stop people like me. How do we handle that? I said one of the big problems we've got is how do you fight evil without becoming evil? They're going to try to put people like you up against people like me by trying to paint me as a radical. Well, he's a sovereign. He's a militia guy. He's a.
It's interesting, here in Pahrump, Nevada, where I live, there's over 900 ex-special forces types. There's about 250 that live in the hills. It's the largest known gathering of ex-special forces types of anywhere in the world. And our sheriff here was thoroughly indoctrinated by the Department of Homeland Insecurity. And he is not someone I feel comfortable having as a sheriff who's the top law enforcement agency in the county. Because protect and serve has become harass, intimidate, and taser. Are we still here?
Yeah, we're here. We're here. I'm just trying to figure out here what's happening on Blog Talk. You said I got 54 minutes of recording left. How the hell did that happen? Did I get on 2 hours today or something?
Yeah, you went over your hour, but you're still streaming on TalkStream.
I'm still streaming on TalkStream, and I'm all right. Well, we'll just keep talking, I don't quite know what happened here,
God
but
handles things like this. We don't gotta worry about it.
Okay. And
sometimes we have blessings when they're least expected.
Exactly.
Tell you what, let's
We're trying to bless the whole planet here.
let's see. I bet this now maybe I've got a 978 area code. Would that be Ann Stone? Hello, 978 area code. Are you there? Okay, maybe not. All right.
Yeah, you're still streaming.
Okay.
And moving up in the ratings.
Moving up in the ratings. I'm running an hour over.
An hour than the other one did. You might want to consider that.
Yeah, you're not doing too bad on TalkStream.
No, not at all.
You know, we've been doing this for, but let's go back to this whole Liberty Village concept. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been analyzing this. I've been trying to understand what's going on, and I think I got an answer. I think by working together, if we can work together, their whole thing is divide and conquer. They want us fighting with each other. They want us arguing with it. You know, well, have you accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior? If you knew who Jesus was, you know, yeah, maybe I might, I might be able to. When he comes in and sits down and talk to me, maybe I can do that. You know. Meanwhile, you know, the Constitution takes care of us on our religion. So what if we got together? What if we reconstituted the family farms, which used to compromise 40% of America? Now they've downloaded that and they've killed it. What about that? What about is the answer? I mean, we got to kick the bankers out. We got to get organized. But meanwhile, we got to live. And to me, living on a self-sufficient family farm, working with other people, eating good food, and using the energy that they've tried to keep from us. My God, you can live in the middle of Africa in an African village area with no utilities, no power companies, no internet, and you can turn your lights on by setting up a wind generator. Why aren't we doing that? The Obama system. The Obama system is to sell the top of that mountain to a company over there in Red China. They ship over their windmills. They put the windmills up. They run it down they run the cords down the mountaintop. They sell it to the power company. They tie into the power company. They make money. And you pay for it. Why not cut out the middleman? Why not get our power directly from the sun? Why not get our food from a self-sufficient family farm as opposed to the corporate food providers like Archer Daniels Midland that are giving you poison shit? Why don't we do that? What is wrong? Why do we keep getting into this closer and closer to tyranny? And are they afraid of this whole thing? Is this why they've put out this new executive order that Obama says, talking about the potential? Wow, there's so much potential in the rural areas that the government's got to get involved with it, and that's right up at the top of my website at Executive Order 13575, the establishment of the White House Rural Council, another communist overseeing organization, another czar they're trying to put over us. Are they that afraid of my Liberty Village concept? Is that why we had S510, the NAS, and now this 1375 establishment of the White House Council, which is basically what the fusion centers are using in the city? They're going to use this council against the independent farmers, in my opinion. Dave Corso.
Obama is leading this country into socialism. There are at least 93 people in the House and in the Senate who are card-carrying members of the American Socialist Party. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago I was watching a news broadcast one night, and one of Obama's advisors said, America is now a socialist country. Of course, Obama has said that America is no longer a Christian company, a Christian country. Mr. Obama, I got something to tell you. This country was ordained and set aside by the creator of this planet. The government's trying to take over all the water supply, but I want to see your bill of sale from the creator that says you can do that.
Colorado, there's a law against putting a rain barrel out and getting the water off your roof. They're trying to do that.
I know. They're doing it. They have a public utility commission here called something or other. I have a well. My water is good and clean. Someone said, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when they come to cap your well? I said, I hope they bring body bags. And there's a bunch of veterans here that said, amen to that. I don't want chlorinated water on my property. I don't want it on my body. I don't want it on my canines. I don't want fluoridated water either, because fluoridation came out of World War II, where they fluoridated the water in the concentration camps to pacify the people.
Go ahead.
That's exactly what they are doing now. That's what the purpose of putting water in. It ain't for your teeth, folks.
Exactly right, because the fluoride they put in the water is actually waste from power plants. There's aluminum, mercury, there's all kinds of other stuff in there that they put in the water. Where else in the world can you take toxic waste from a power plant and pawn it off on the people as something good for them? Why, there's something called margarine. Margarine was developed in the late 1940s as a way to fatten chickens and turkeys. The only thing about it was it killed the chickens and turkeys, so they couldn't waste all that money, so they put yellow dye in it and called it margarine.
Right.
If it's not natural, it cannot be good for you. And now they're genetically modifying food organisms. And I just read an article where Microsoft wants to what do they want to do? They want to take all kinds of bugs and modify them and use them to make your world better for you. Microsoft, the same people who spend $8.5 billion buying Skype, but every time they bring out a release for an operating system that makes you can do less and less to keep it clean. I mean, come on, folks. Here it is. Here's the article. I'm going to put it up for you to... you can put that one up in the chat room. Right there it is, Clay. Altered parasitic... Microsoft lays out plans to unleash altered parasitic organisms on humans.
Is that federal, Jack?
Yep. federaljack.com. Conspiracy is no longer theory.
Alright, I'll put that up on the... now, give me the essence of this again.
They plan to unleash altered parasitic organisms on humans.
Would we call that Morgellons?
No, that's not. Morgellons is a very real medical condition caused by chemtrail spraying. Clifford Karnak on his site, cliffordkarnak.com, has lots of articles about that where they actually prove that this is not a mental disease. This is a thing that grows from inside your body out. And thousands of people around this world have Morgellons. But they take the psychologists, who are the worst thing that ever happened to this country in the world, and they say, well, that's just a mental condition. You're implanting those in your body yourself. When they can prove that the organisms are essentially alive. Come on. If the Food and Drug Administration were doing their job, the big pharmaceutical companies would be putting out decent medications, not medications that are keep you alive but not cure anything, because there's no money in cures.
That's
How
right.
do I know that? Because doctors are trained to treat symptoms. They're not trained to find a cause, because right now I'm fighting a battle like that with the VA. I have a blood clot problem in my right leg. I'm taking 6 different all-natural supplements, which, guess what? I have blood flow going down to my foot without an operation, without medication, just using 6 all-natural supplements. Now, it's taken me 5 weeks to get where my foot feels almost normal. But 5 weeks ago, I had a 0 blood pressure reading on my right ankle. Last Tuesday, it was 86/67, which means the main artery, which was blocked, and the bypass artery are flowing blood back to my foot. Now, has it been uncomfortable at times? Yeah, it's been real uncomfortable. But because I can feel the difference, I know the supplements are doing what they said they're going to do.
I've got Rabbi Ted back in my room here under ventilation or some shit like that. Humans are only parasitic organism. We will exterminate you pretty soon. Stupid monkeys. You're still monkeys. We are gods. But you don't change at all. You're just monkeys. No evolution for stupid humans. Remember me? Yeah. Yeah, Ted.
You know what's interesting? They've done genetic studies on the Palestinians, and the Palestinians are more Semitic than those claiming to be Jews. But they're not real Jews. They came from Russia.
That's right. That's right. No, they hide behind. Hi, Clay. We're CIA. You're not CIA. You know, and two guys came to me in the hospital telling me they were CIA agents.
It's a teenager getting a fucking hard-on, jerking himself off every time we mention his handle and his name and his issue. Just stop addressing him, and he'll go away like the little fly he is.
Okay.
Do you know the House Committee saved Israeli aid and foreign aid cut?
They saved it?
Yep. $3 billion in military aid for... I'll put that article up too. There you go.
Okay.
But I like what they say at the very beginning of whatreallyhappened.com. No government can serve two masters. A government that serves Israel cannot serve the American people.
Dual citizen, that's right. That's right. That's absolutely true. This would have been my biggest thing. I mean, I don't care what religion you are, but if you owe your loyalties to another country, especially one that's ripping us off to the tune of trillions of dollars, then I got a problem with you.
I agree with that. You know, and plus that, Israel's never signed a non-proliferation agreement on nuclear weapons yet. They got at least 400 nukes. And they have they've got at least 4 submarines now, which are very quiet, diesel-electric, with 21-inch torpedo tubes that they can fire Tomahawk missiles out of.
Right.
It's time for us to take care of Americans at home. And if the government doesn't want to do that, it's time to overthrow the government. It's that simple.
Well, remember James Forrestal, you know, he was talking to Senator McCarthy, Joe McCarthy, and McCarthy said something about him being stupid, and he said, no, consistency is not the mark of stupidity. If they were just stupid, occasionally they'd make a mistake in our favor. That makes them criminals. They are criminals, and they need to be tried and hung if they're guilty, you know, by a fair trial. What they've already started going around the whole trial system, because Randy Weaver's wife was shot, the children at Waco were executed, the veteran here in Tucson was shot in his hallway, in his home, in front of his wife with his guns. The Jerry and Joe Kane were executed, and then tried to justify their execution by calling them calling them sovereign citizens. And this was all ADL, Southern Poverty Law. These are foreign civilian entities working for a foreign government to demonize anybody in America that's for Americans. That's where I'm at. That's where Colleen's at. And I get a lot of information. You know, Liberty Villages would be occupied and protected and operated by people like you, people that got combat experience, people that have got I took an oath when I was 17 years old to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I don't think there was an expiration date on that.
There isn't. Yet they want to have created a super Congress so they could pass this bill so they can borrow more money on our backs.
Okay. So what I came up with Liberty Villages because that's the only answer I can think of. If we can protect our own little area, whether it's a square block, whether it's a small town, whether it's a neighborhood, you know what? And people are right. They said they're going to come after. Well, we can make it real difficult to come after. If this is operated as an open business, so you can come on the line, you can see what it is. There ain't nothing secretive. You know, if you're FBI, you have $50 a night to stay over in that teepee. Is this a reasonable plan? And it's the Vietnamese, even though we bombed millions of them into bombed the farms over there, they still fought us to a standstill, relying on these villages where their food was grown and where they could hide out. I see Liberty Villages as a chain across America where bikers and patriots and veterans know they're welcome, know they're safe, know they're going to be taken care of, know that there's going to be alternative health raised there for them, know that they aren't being poisoned by their food. What is it? Is that a reasonable goal? Is that something that you think we can do? It's going to take money. And it's going to take people. It's going to take people actually working together, talking to your neighbors. I lived in Miami for 8 years. I still don't know who my neighbors were. You know, if I'd gone door to door and introduced myself to every one of those neighbors and said, "Hey, how'd you like to make money off your house? Let's put a wind generator up here on your roof. Let's put a solar unit on your back porch, and rain barrel over here, and a garden in your backyard, and you can sell your power that you create back to the power company. They could supply us. Now, to me, this is all within technology. It's all reasonable, and the only reason that you can't do it is the banksters don't want you to do that.
They don't. I just put the link to my Saturday afternoon radio show up for you if you want to post it in your chat room. And the first thing you run across, folks, are my blogs.
Yeah, we've got that link, got that spot linked up on the show. And by the way, Dave, you know, one of the things is a lot of people like Alex Jones consider me competition. And they don't like me because Alex Jones is married to a Jewish lady, and I got no problem with that. She's a beautiful lady. She does really good websites. You know, but that don't mean I'm going to back Israel. And I ain't going to back down off of Israel. So, and the Liberty Villages seem to me to be the answer, Dave, because if you're if you're Jewish and you want to live among Jews, no problem. You set your Liberty Village up over there on that 5 acres, and we'll stop off there for lox and bagels. Am I being idealistic here? Am I being unreasonable? Am I is this a pipe dream? Or can people organize enough to work together as a township, as a, you know, with a form of government that's been around for a few thousand years called a ton?
Well, it's not going to happen anytime soon, as I see it, because there's too many people in this country who are absolutely dumbed down. As long as they have their television and their beer, they can watch sports or auto racing. They could care less what goes on outside of their house. They're afraid. So they hide in sports. People hide in movies. They hide in games. They hide behind electronic things so they don't have to face the real world.
You know, I have, that's another thing that I've been saying here. about the computer. I mean, it's a double-edged weapon. With the computer, they can track us, and they can follow us, and they can keep a track of our bank accounts, but it's also a tool for us. It's a tool for us, and we get a lot of information out. Now, if we can get it set up so we make money, and that's what we're going to do at Free American, we're going to have people like you writing for us, people like John Kaminsky writing for us, and we're going to be doing interviews. We're going on a trip over to Albuquerque. We're going to be filming all the people there and putting it up on the paid subscription segment of the Free American website, which is in the process of being created now. You'll still be able to hear this show on one of our spots because we're broadcasting all the way over. So you'll be able to hear it. But if you want to hear yesterday's show, you'll need to go to the website to order books, to order films, and to participate in Liberty Villages. If you've already got a farm in and you don't have 15 kids to help you run it, how about letting us provide the help? And we'll provide it in the form of veterans that are well trained to defend and take care of the place. How about that, Dave?
That sounds good.
You know, and it can be done in your neighborhood. A Liberty Village, you got a block, go out and talk to the neighbors. It takes you getting off your ass and coming out and not hiding behind the computer. Now, I've almost fell victim to that. I've been on the computer so long and don't take much time out, don't go out much, and it's really almost sometimes been a handicap. But on the other hand, I can do the show. We have people guests from all over the world. We can talk all over the world. We can do it pretty inexpensively. My phone bill when I was on shortwave used to be $500 a month. It's $3 now. And we are going. Colleen and I are going out together. We're going to be talking to people. We've got the same website. We're doing the same things. We're doing the same different shows, different styles. But we are working together to make this Liberty Villages happen. I want to be able to go to a Liberty Village anywhere in the country and stay in familiar surroundings, you know, a Constitution, a Bill of Rights, and a Declaration of Independence on the office wall. First thing you see when you come in this country. And we provide enough literature and products to help you stay away from the pharmaceutical industries. Help you to avoid getting killed in a war or an invasion, and eat well. I don't know. That's you know, maybe that's a far out goal, but it worked 1,000 years ago. It worked in this country 200 years ago. It worked in this country 100 years ago, when 40% of the people lived on farms and ranches. You know, we've been conditioned and fed. I feel like that hog in the Atchafalaya swamp there. That everybody was worried about the hogs, and the guy said, "Well, I can catch them," and all he did was feed them until they walked right into the pen and did everything except shoot themselves. You know. That's what's being done to us. You're being conditioned. Depend on the government. Depend on the government. Depend on the government. Depend on Monsanto. Depend on Archer Daniels Midland. Depend on the Federal Reserve to fix the economy.
Well, they do. They fix it in their favor.
That's right. And you keep paying the bills. This is what they discovered in Argentina. This is what happened in Russia. This is what happened in South Africa. And it's what's happening right here, right now in America.
You're absolutely correct.
So, Dave, what about when I got out of the hospital after being kept unconscious for 3 months? No patriot, no Alex Jones, no John Stadmiller came out there and said, "Clay, can we help you get back in business? Can we help you get the Free American back out again?" Why not? I gave Alex Jones a start. I sold Bo Greitz's books. I sold, you know. I've talked to everybody